And run, 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 boys. Alright, hey everyone. Today I'm going to be taking George and Yame for a walk. It's long overdue. Let's go walking! And one thing I just wanted to chat about whilst with George and Yame is some comments that I had on Instagram a few weeks back were asking me, well, Kevin, why is it such a bad idea to pet lions? What's so wrong with it? You know, so I wanted to just address that specifically while walking with George and Yame, because they actually come from a place where they were used as used for petting and fed watered down cow's milk to keep them small so that they could remain friendly and small for these photo opportunities. Oh. Hello, big boy. Woo! What's that, Georgie? Oh. I wonder what that is. Hey? Ooh, you're eating it. Then you're gonna come and rub all over me. Hey? Yo! Who's roaring like that? Maybe we'll get a roar. Can you do better than that? No, you can do better than that by rolling. Oof. Oh, whoa, whoa. Come. No, hyenas are far more interesting. Okay, so we're gonna drive along, get away from the stinky bums. They really have such a positive association with that caged vehicle. It's almost like the pride leader. Wherever the pride leader goes, the pride follows. So here comes Hopalong. Yeah, boy. Wait, don't leave me. Oh, don't leave me behind. Don't leave me. Georgie, where's Yum? Eh? Okay, here comes big boy. Oh boy, I think we're gonna get stuck. Are you stuck or are you through?
I just don't want to roll back, so I'm afraid to get stuck, so I just want to wait for the lions to get out of the way, then I'll get out of here.
Okay. Alright, so we're nicely stuck in the mud. Why is it always when I want to do a short walk? I tell you, when you want to get out of this place quickly, this kind of thing's going to happen. Anyway, he's not stuck badly. We just need to get one of the other vehicles. So we're going to continue. Yum, should we continue? Because I still haven't even said anything about what I want to say. You don't want to get your paws dirty, Yummy. He doesn't want to get his paws stuck in this black cotton swell. So this is black cotton swell, and it is literally, it's clay. So the tire, this lovely Mahindra, doesn't exactly have four-wheel drive ability. It's rear-wheel drive, and it's lost traction on the on the right wheel, and this wheel is stuck in a bit of a divot, and That one's not too bad, and the other one also isn't too bad. So we just really got one wheel stuck. Yame thinks it's an easy out. Yame reckons if we just tie a rope around his waist, he'll be able to tow us out of here, no problemo. Thanks for the help, Yam. Inspector. Inspector Yummy. Georgie! The slightest things fascinate these guys. So this is out of the ordinary. This is the unusual. It's a wheel spinning. My gosh, we've never seen a wheel spin before. So that's really interesting to Yummy. Far more interesting watching the car than it is going on a walk. George has decided he's going back to taunt the hyena. Go boys! Oh! And perhaps, what's that there? Some water. Yum is going to go and get some water. Oh, what a lovely little pool. Didn't even see it there. Oh. Hello, my boy. Hello, my boy. Hey, what's happening? Hey? Oh, we didn't like those roars, eh? Hearing those roars. Ooh. Okay, let's go. Right, so if Yame starts to walk, then I know George is going to start to come back. So let's try and get Yame on the move. And then we can continue, and then we can come back. Mind that big spider web there, boy. Mind that big spider web. Big spider web. Look at the big spider web. Golden orb. Mental case. Okay, there's the spider. That's called a golden orb. If you can see it. Made a nice spider web across the road. All right. Oh! All the boys are waiting today. And run, 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 boys. The question about the cubs, and one of the questions from my audience has been, well, they came to South Africa, they went to a lion park, they petted some lion cubs, and it was an incredible experience. And so I am not for one moment denying that. I'm not for one moment saying that it's not an incredible experience to be around a lion or a lion cub. It's incredible. I mean, these animals are so majestic, and they just exude this aura. They have this aura around them, and they just exude power and strength and all those things that we've come to associate with lion. I get why people want to come and want to interact with these animals. I did the same thing many years ago. 22 years ago, I started my career working at a lion park and doing exactly that. So it would be hypocritical for me to be standing here before you saying don't do it without a really, really good explanation as to why I'm saying that. Because back in the day, pretty much I thought that that was a great idea. Back in the day, 1998, before social media, before the techno revolution that we are busy experiencing at the moment, it was a very different time. And so I was trying to explain to somebody the other day that back then it was, information came to you a lot slower. So I only found out about the industry, as I call it, after a long time, way after I had formed many relationships and many bonds with many lions. So I was really sucked in deep. I'm here today, 22 years later, still maintaining relationships with George and Yami and lions like them, develop the sanctuary, keep them here, give them a quality of life, take them out like I am today with George and Yami, giving them stimulation and exercise, mental stimulation, and giving them a quality of life in captivity. But not everyone who comes across a lion in a captive environment dedicates their life to them. In fact, many a time it's for selfish reasons that we do it in the first place. It's because it's a I want scenario. I want to pet a lion, I want to touch a lion, I want to fulfill my dream. And we don't think further than our noses. So I know I didn't either. So that's really why I'm sitting here today. I've been given a platform, and I can explain in a very simple way, in very simple terms, why it's probably not a good idea to visit your local petting zoo and pet a lion cub. And I'll just give you one or two things to think about. Well, let's just take a look at where we stand at the moment with the captive lion population in South Africa. There's estimates of around about 12,000 lions in captivity in South Africa. I think I think there's probably more, to be honest. The truth be known that no one really knows. George, do you know? He doesn't really care because he lives a good life here at the sanctuary. But there's an estimate of about 12,000 lions. Guys, there's thought to be 300 breeding facilities of lions in South Africa. 300. Now, I asked the question the other day to somebody. I said to them, if every breeding facility only had one lioness, okay, one lioness, and she breeds once a year and she has 4 cubs, it's 4 times 300, it's 1,200 lions a year. Now, we all know that a breeding facility doesn't just have one lioness breeding. There's probably a multitude of lions, lionesses actually breeding. So work it out. But let's just take the 1,200 number. 300 facilities times 4 lion cubs, the average litter of a lioness, and we have 1,200 lions available in simply 1 year. Now, we all know that if you take lion cubs away from a lioness, she comes into estrus fairly quickly. So what are you going to do to prevent her becoming pregnant again? So most likely she's going to have another litter, and that's going to be another 4 in the litter. So we're looking at doubling that. So our 1,200 can be doubled to 2,400 lions a year. Now, if we did the maths, we would know that where we're sitting today, it doesn't add up. So something's happening. Where are all these lions going? That's the first question. So the lion that you've been petting at the petting zoo, that only has a shelf life of about 3 months, because the public can only interact with the lion cub when it's strong enough, and that's normally at about 3 months of age. Those cubs are 3 months and they grow to 6 months, and then at about 6 months they really are too boisterous to allow the public at large, I'm talking about from kids to adults, to interact with them. In a business, if you've got too much stock, you offload it. And this is what happens, is that these animals are purely defined as commodities. And when that value diminishes and it becomes a liability, then you have companies saying, okay, we need to figure out what we're going to do with them. And the only 3 things you can do is you can A, take your surplus lions that you love so dearly and euthanize them, or B, you can sell them. And yeah, to reputable zoos and sanctuaries. That's B. And my question there is, at what point do these reputable zoos and sanctuaries become saturated? And the answer to that is very quickly. Now we're saying, okay, great guys, what do we do when the zoos and sanctuaries around the world say, guys, yeah, we've got enough lions, thank you very much. We don't need lions for another 10, 15 years, thanks. The only other outlet then is to sell them to people who really do want them, where there's the demand, and that is hunting, in the canned hunting lion industry, or lion bone. And we've seen that a huge upsurge in the past years of lion bone, Yame. And you know why? Because for lion bone, for the lion bone industry, guys, we don't need to have specimens in tip-top shape or form. We can have very mediocre looking lions that are basically just kept alive, because at the end of the day, no one knows when they chop them up for their bones. To cut a long story short, what you need to think about is the consequences of the action. The action is the petting. That in itself is not such a bad action. But what happens to them when I've paid my €5 or $10 or whatever it is, and I've had my little experience petting and getting my cute selfie with George. Hey Georgie, where's the selfie? Hey? No selfie today, Kev. He's thinking serious business here. He's looking at all the animals. So when you think further than your nose, guys, then you start to realize, okay, what happens to that cub after I've interacted with him? Not every lion in these captive environments are going to go to good homes, A, and B, contrary to what they say, they're certainly not going to be released into the wild. I can tell you that now. The reason I say that is because if there were places to release captive bred lions into, I would have already considered it. Okay, I'm going to take a walk back to the vehicle. Maybe the guys will follow me. Thanks for watching, and until next time on LionWhispererTV, bye.